Hello and welcome to the stream. This is Father Jack, and tonight, afternoon, wherever you are, we are going to do Escape Pacific again with a bit of a twist. Tonight will be a question and answer session. I've seen quite a few people asking questions about ATP, and hopefully I shall try and answer some of them questions. If not, you can join me Discord, the link's in the description below. Post a question there and I will try and find the answer for you. So one of the first things being questioned about is when you first load the game up, your mouse sometimes is just moving constantly. I had this problem when I first played the game. I couldn't understand why. I went and asked the questions, and if you have things attached to your machine, like I've got a load of flight sim stuff, like joysticks and throttles and all that, it makes your mouse scroll across the screen. So turn them off, please. That's the easiest answer. This screen here is the island you're on, and I'll show you. It's a great little feature. I'll show you how you get into that. So let's go into here. There we go. So if you're like me, sometimes I forget where. Now, if you craft a fish trap, sometimes you forget where you put the bloody thing. Like I've got on this one already. I thought I put it here somewhere. Guess not. So another question was like, how do you find where the fish traps are? If you press the escape key, it brings you back to this screen, and you can basically just left click with your mouse, get your finger on it, scroll around, and you should be able to see, there it is there, where your fish trap is. Obviously miles away from the raft, but that's where the fish trap is. So you can, because I usually put like a bunch of rocks or a load of wood or whatever to point where the fish trap is. But if you forget to do that like I do, you can just press escape, brings up this image or this map, but not map, but where your island is or what island you're on, and you can view where they are. So this is one thing that, as I said in the description, no sugarcoating with this. This is one of the things that really bugs me about this. When you load the game up, the sails automatically unfold. Don't know why. I have raised this, I've set a bug report in about it, and hopefully that will get fixed. So to get rid of that, just basically jump on your raft, assume the sail, and there we go. They disappear. Hello Glenn Bixie, how are you? We're having a frank and open discussion about ATP tonight. So no holds barred, people can say what they want, ask what they want. Yeah, let's do that. So one thing I will do is just dump all this stuff. Let's put in this barrel for now. This barrel in this chest, I should say. I thought I put my tools and such stuff on the other side. Must be on the other side. It's away here. So yes, I've got lots of tools and such stuff. Put a knife there, hatchet there. One tip I did work out, or was told about, I can't remember the lady's name, Lady Southwark, I think her name is. When you're sailing between clusters, you don't really need your backpack, a side bag, or your tool belt. So you can just dump them as long as you've got chests or crates or whatever you call them on the raft, and you've got all the stuff in there. You don't really need them while you're sailing, so you just dump them. Simple as that. No, it's not, Glenn. The new update for ETP is not coming out until December, as far as I'm aware. They've put it back to try and get things done or fix stuff with it, or whatever they need to do with it, but it's not coming out until December now, as far as I'm aware. I don't know what the date is in December, but I do know it's coming out in December. So if we go to the map, go to Sextant. As I say, I've marked on this island where the first cluster is. So all that's working, because I have a big thing about that. I'm absolutely useless. So from here we have to sail in an easterly direction, which is roughly that way, to hit the new cluster, the second cluster I should say. So as always, save your freaking game before you start sailing, because I've done this many times where instead of sailing and something happens and you either die or the raft sinks or it does what it does. So let's get on this bloody thing. Start sailing. And there's the sails going up. One thing I would love to have is these open bits at the end and at the front, for me anyway. There's some sort of, we can build out the little walls, but it'd be nice to have a gate so you could not fall off the raft. Let's get the map. The other thing that bugs me is when the sunlight is on, the compass, you can't really freaking see it. Even when you go to the shade, you can't see it. So it's a real bugbear for me, that one. I wish I would fix that as well. I presume I'm sailing in an easterly direction. It's hard to pretty read that as well. I presume I'm going in a bloody easterly direction. That's the way I'm pointing the raft at. So you can't even freaking say that, and that really winds me up. But anyway, right. I'll sit down. The other thing that bugs me as well is when you're sailing, you can't see the compass again when you're sailing. Oh, you can bring that up now. Wow. I didn't know you could do that. They must have changed that. know if that's been changed. When did that get changed? Because I never used to do that. The other thing that really winds me up is just attention to detail with this game. If you notice the bottom right hand corner, where you've got the starter stuff for your sailing, where you've got forward and back, obviously going forward and reversing. The direction that should be in my head above where it says forward, because at the minute it's sticking out of that black box, and that needs to be moved. It's really doesn't look good. That's probably what I'm trying to say is the best. Right, so if we press U for wait, so we're now in fast time. So when you're in fast time, you cannot tab key to bring up your stats, which I personally think you should be able to. Instead of having to wait until the bottom left hand corner to say you're thirsty or you're hungry or whatever, since you can't press J to bring up the journal, which you should be able to. And this is the other thing that bugs me about this game. Even though you're on fast time, it takes 20 to 25 minutes to get out of your first cluster. And to me, that's just way, way too long. You just sit there in front of your screen, not be able to press any tab or J key. So basically, you can't do anything. You just have to sit here and wait. And that, no, that needs to be changed. It needs to be made a lot faster. Especially as they claim there is thousands upon thousands of clusters of islands go between each one. It takes 20 odd minutes just to sail out of the first cluster. Imagine having to do that 1,000 times, for example, or 500 times. It just takes way, way too long. Sorry guys, but it does. It's shite. It is. Told you I was going to hold back, but I do love this game to bits. It's got huge potential, and one of the big things for me about this is the people on their Discord, especially like the developers or the team, actually sit and listen. Because I know Glenn Bixby has made a few comments on there. I've made quite a few comments on there, etc., etc. I've already said what will be in the update. What will be in the update, Glenn? No, I haven't read it yet, because with them putting it back until December, there might be changes to it. That's why I haven't read it on purpose. Just when I know, yes, it's going to get released, and then I'll read the update. But the thing about this update is, it's only getting released on the beta branch of the game. So obviously you have to go into Steam, into the properties of the game, and select the beta branch. I don't do the beta branch, I do the alpha branch. So obviously I'm going to have to wait for a good few weeks after the release of the beta update to have it released on alpha. So obviously, if I remember right, you do the beta branch. So when the update gets released, I'll watch your streams on it and see what you think. Oh, there's method of me madness. So now we just have to sit and freaking wait until we get out. I should have the attention now. So now my watch says 8:15. 8:15. So we'll time it from then. That's the other thing that bugs me. You can't, when you're sitting down, you should be able to look all the way around you as well, but yeah, you can't. You can only turn basically 180 degrees. If you're sitting on your backside at home, you can turn your body all the way around. So But yes, this game has used potential. I absolutely adore this game. I've got enough hours in it now to keep playing it. So I've invested a lot of time into this bloody thing. So I'm hoping other people may join, ask some questions, but maybe not. It's the answer. So it says I'm thirsty already. We've only been sailing 10 friggin' minutes. So now I have to press and get all the way out of it. Why not? That's thirsty, for God's sake. Let's drink a bit of water. That should keep you going. You sit again, back to fast time. I have. No, I can't. No, you can't. What? I have a spine. All right. Oh, I could, if I set my arse on the ground, I could twist my body all around by using my feet. Full 360. So why can't you do it in this game? Anyway. So how are you doing anyway, Mr. Bixley? Hope you're well. So I've got enough food. So what's the sugar coating bit? People may ask questions, ATP, and I will answer them honestly. I won't hold back. I won't sugarcoat it. I love the game to bits. There is, as with any game, there is glitches, bugs, even companies who plow millions and millions of pounds into a game like GTA 5 or whatever. There are still glitches, bugs in games. But the difference with ATP is they actually sit and listen to people. Yes, I've raised loads of questions, had good responses, sometimes like not a good response, and sometimes it's like, don't be an absolute freaking idiot. This is how the game is. But in the main, the game is fundamentally really, really good. It's got massive potential. Absolutely huge potential. That's why I've played it, stuck with it so much. Hello, Flatfly. Thank you for joining. And Snowdrop. So yes, this game has got massive potential. It's unbelievable how good this game could be. What I would love, and I know it's going to take a year or so, but I would love in the future to have a multiplayer of this. It'd be absolutely brilliant if this was multiplayer. I would just do it all day, every day on multiplayer. Not a question of doubt. So yes, you can ask any question you want. I will try and answer. If I don't, there is only one member of ATP's team here. I'll not say the name in case you bombard the guy with questions. But it's, I mean, this is like, let's see, you've got hungry at the bottom left. I should be able to press the tab key. It might snap straight on. Often the shit of it, and you can't. So you've got to press U to stand up, escape, then press the tab. That needs to be changed to me. Let's teach something. chest there. That's the other thing I would like to see when you have this up. I don't know if I could extend that to have another bit here so you can see your stats while eating. Otherwise, I have to press tab and tab again. Let's have some fruit, the vitamin C. Oh. Good evening, Mr. Fusion Distress. How are you? Now, if I remember right, I think I asked this question on the Discord. When, obviously because it's night time, not approaching night time, I'm just when he said if you sleep, the raft still moves in that direction. I'm sure somebody said that to us. I can't remember. But I would have thought, I absolutely love this feature though. This napping thing. I know Mr. Biggs had a real problem with this, with the timings of sleeping and all that sort of stuff. It was just a nightmare when it first came out, but they've improved it. So you now sleep until various times of the day or just a little bit. Some water. So yes, we're still in our first cluster. Steering roughly in an easterly direction, which is good. Sit your backside down. It's more time. So yes, this is an open frank Q&A on ATP. So ask any question you want. I will try and answer it honestly. If not, I will try join Discord, post a question there, and I will try and find the answer for you. But yes, there's daft little things for me with this game. Like when you're building a raft, you know, I've built this with palm trunks. I would love to see, but sometimes you might you like the nap, they refuse to add me. But it got added, Glenn. That's the main thing. They listened and eventually added it. That's what I like about ATP. They might take them a while, but they'll get round to it. So as I was saying, I've built this raft using palm trunks. What happens if you're on an island that has only a few palm trunks and only a few trees, and same as the other islands? I would love to see where you can mix the palm trunks and the wood trunks together to build a raft until you find an island that's full of trees or full of palms. That would be a great feature. It really would. But naps will destroy the game. No, they don't, Glenn. You use the naps too. When you're tired, just have a wee nap. Or, as I did earlier, slept all the way through the night, so I'm refreshed for in the morning. Or is that what they said? Sorry, am I reading that wrong, Mr. Bixley? But I wish that this is one of my books, as I said again, this fast time, as they claim there is thousands upon thousands of clusters of islands. Just sailing out of one takes, what, time's it now? It's now 25 past, so we've been sailing for 10 minutes at least, and we're still not out the first cluster. That needs to be made quicker. It really needs to be made, because people just sit here and think, oh, I'm bored, and oh, hello G4 Gaming. G4G team, sorry. Nobody's asked the question yet because I've been prattling on and saying this is what I'd like to see, this is what I'd like to see change. So people I think are scared to ask a question. But yeah, ask any question you want. Oh, see, I thought you put the game, the update back to December. So you brought it forward to this. Somebody said to me it was December. You put it back to. Oh wow, I didn't know that. But that's just on the beta branch though, isn't it? So because I don't use the beta branch. 17 nice. 17 nice what? So yes, this is my go-to game when I need to sit and relax and just learning how to do new stuff for survival, like just doing daft little things. Yeah, somebody said to me it was put back to December. I'm sure somebody said on your Discord it had been put back December. Anyway, unless I misread it, apologies if I had. But somebody said anyway, it's madness. It's neither here or there. But there is things like, as I was saying earlier, where you've got in the bottom right hand corner, um, where you've got the direction, that should to me go above forward and back, so it's in the little black box. Yes, sorry, I forgot to mention G4G Team is one of the devs of ATP. Nice to have him here. I'm quite surprised. But this is what I was saying earlier about ATP. At least the development team will actually come up their way and listen to us end users, us gamers. Yes, we'll say things and they'll take some on board, say, oh, that's a good idea, or this is that. Um, yeah, they're not. And sometimes somebody will suggest and say, yeah, that's just absolute rubbish, and just ignore them. But sometimes devs will listen and go, oh, that's a pretty good idea, and then incorporate it somewhere. So as I was saying, the bottom right hand corner, to me, attention to detail and the right git for it, and that direction should be above forward. They've got the forward text, um, just to make it look nicer. More what's the word? Aesthetics, whatever the word is. Just edit the video now. We are outdoors. As I was saying earlier, what I would love to see is when you're doing this fast time, you can't press the tab key just to see what the stats are instead of having to wait until the bottom left hand corner comes up. I'm thirsty, I'm hungry, I'm tired, or whatever. So you can't press G if you get the journal up. You have to go through to stop the fast time, then press escape, and then press the tab and the J. Same as where I've got gaps at the front of my raft. It would be really nice to have a gate there, some sort of functionality. Have an open or a closed gate to stop you falling off. And the other thing that me and Bixie were just talking about, when you're sitting down, you should be able to turn 360 degrees. If I sat my backside on the floor right now, I could use my legs to swivel 360 instead of 180, but that's just me being pedantic, you know. Okay. The same as this fast, I was saying earlier, been travelling now, sailing for 15 minutes, and I'm still not at the first cluster yet. I would like to see that speeded up. Because there's thousands upon thousands of clusters. People are just going to get so bored with having to do this. I know we've got that new fast sale, which will be coming on to later, because I still kind of get grips with that thing. Start a new series with a new update. I'll be eagerly watching you, Mr. Bixley, just to see what they've done. And then hopefully, after a couple of weeks, hopefully they'll release that update on to the alpha branch, which is what I use all the time. So yes, it's cool. I'm 30 bottom left. If you don't notice that, you could bloody eventually die. That's why I would like to see the tab key functionality when you're fast sailing. Excuse me, so press U to start, escape, then press tab to see what it is. Let's trick out of this side for a change. Oh. Wrong button, wrong button. There we go. I'm hungry. Let's have some salty stuff. Let's eat some bananas as well. Yes, it'd be nice to have gates where you could put the gate on the backs, see if you fall off the rack, because I've done that many a time. Things that shorten, if this bit could be shortened, or the text bit smaller, so have your stats in the top right hand corner, so when you're actually eating something, it tells you what your stats are. So I'll press tab, go back in. Unless there's another way of doing it, and I'm quite willing to learn. One story mode. When is that story mode getting released? I know I've seen chat on the Discord about it. I've been died that'll be released. There's so many good things about this game, like the water effects. I've never come across a game like this, where the sea effects are just amazing. Yes, I know there's a few bugs where a raft can just sink for no reason and all that sort of stuff. Let me just catch up on the chat. Wasn't read some stats on the HUD, so you won't have to open up the inventory to check on them, because some players don't want to have all the stats on the HUD. We'll make them optional. Fair enough, that's fair enough. If I can set them so I can see when I'm eating something where my stats are on a HUD, that's fine by me. It's a good idea. Ooh, my knees. But no, when the update comes out, I know it is silly to sometimes get. Because me and Mr. Biggs are like all-time gamers type people. Where we'll just pick at things. But I know that fly that was in before, he's still around. He did an excellent stream on HTP's Discord about raft building. I know I was there for some of it, but I missed the last bit where you could build like a second tier. Still need to know when food. So I need to know when food. What? Anyway, I know because I've been whinging on for months about being able to tie things down. Like I know in one of these crates, like that one at the front, I've got buckets and cooking pots. I would love to have them tied down properly, so you could have them in the open part of the raft, just in case it rains, which it does. But I'm sure I did a stream on it. Sure I did on the Discord. Was it 3 hours long? I think I was watching it for about an hour and a half, then I had to go. because I was streaming myself that night and I missed the last hour and a half, I think. I should really watch it. Is it in one of the pinned messages? I can't remember. Can't remember. But as you see, we're still sitting here sailing. You tell them, you tell them. We'll not hold anything back. Oh, here's the other thing. I was going to mention. Skip. If you come across a bug, I didn't know this, but if you come across, say the raft sank now for whatever reason, I didn't know you had to report the bug at that very second or that very minute. So I was just reloading the game and then submit the bug report. Go to escape, obviously, bottom left, press bug, you fill it in. I always put my username, which build I'm using, whether it's alpha or the experimental, and tell them exactly what happened. Obviously send it and it correlates all the data. But I never knew you had to do it at that second or within that minute anyway, in that time frame. That's tight. Yep. That's no problem. So I never realised you had to do it within I don't know what the time period is for a time frame, but I was just thinking, oh crap, the game's done this or the game's done that, and then I'd go back to my last load save and reload the game, then do the bug report. I didn't realise you had to do it within a certain, say, I don't know, say 2 minutes, press the escape key, fill the form out, and just, so I know it collects certain data. I don't know which data it collects, but I know it collects some sort of data, and it sends it off to you guys, where you guys can have a look and go, oh, God, that happened again. Well, I did that. Well, that's new to me. It's good we report things. At least you guys don't. It's but I can't wait for this storyline to come out. I really can't. See, it says journal. So press J. Because you're in fast time, you can't press the A key. Why is that coming up like that? That shouldn't be happening. What's going on? Oh, right. So now that took, so it was 12, that's 15, 25. That took 30 minutes to get up that first cluster. What's a J4? Stop. Skip that. J probably tells about seagulls in the ocean, which is another bugbear, but here we go. It's well, I'm gonna write whinge about the game that I absolutely freaking love. What was I going to whinge about? Oh yes, the seagull thing. I'll get the map up. Obviously, I'm outside my first cluster. So, here's the question. When you read the bump that is put out, it says to use the sextant to mark your position on the map, roughly at 12 o'clock. What happens if there's clouds in the sky and you can't see the sun? So how do you use the sextant then? Recording story would be so massive that we probably have to release it over a couple of days. Fine. I'm going to come to that bit, Mr. G4G. You can now fast sail, and if all goes well, your raft will move forward and not backwards like last time. Right. Let's sleep. Right. I'm gonna sleep until daybreak. Sleep till sunset, which will not take long. Sleep till sunrise. Some people say to use the seagulls. Obviously, if the seagulls are flying towards you, then do you want to get rid of that person? I think it could be a bot. Yeah, Greg, can you hold on? It's going to just dump my bloody. Greg, can you remove that guy, please? So now it's sunrise. So the seagulls, if they're flying towards me, it's sunrise. That means they're coming from a cluster or a group of islands. If flying towards me, they're coming. If they're flying away from me, that means they're flying back. I'll tell you, just give us 2 seconds. I need to remove this. Dick. I'm not having people with names like that come on here. You can use the setting with clouds, and if you measure it, it's not accurate enough, and all the shit will appear on the map instead. Here's another question. I've read in the bump that you should really set your watch every few days. To make it for 12 o'clock. How do you do that on it? It's specialist anyway. Right, let's try this. Sailing, sit. You do the fast sail again. Q. Right. So we'll sail to sunset. So as a nice little graphic comes up, it looks like the raft's going forward. So is that going towards the nearest cluster, or is it just going in a forward direction? Because when I first tried this, I think I commented on ATP's Discord. It was just going backwards. It was just, let's stop, because part of this, I'm very, very thirsty. That's pretty rare. See, that thing's tied to the front. One of these. And we'll have some bananas. Yeah. Good here. Right, we'll see how the Ryzen is slightly slanted. Correct this by saying the game back. So I thought it was where I was, when I first noticed that, I think I was sitting down. I was thinking I couldn't go like level, and I thought it was the raft, but it's not. Join plug, still working on finding the kitchen. Right there, fair enough. So if I go about here, to the sextant. See, how can I see, because there's no sun, so if I mark that, so where's it come? This is where I kind of work out. Speeds up the search. I kind of say absolute jack. They always go back to fast sailing and just go by with the seagulls. That's the way I do it. Well, thanks for popping by, GPG. Much appreciated. It's very rare that developers actually join streams. So thank you very much for popping by, explaining a couple of things, and so now it's stopped. So it's a bloody sunlight. Sunshine, where's the sun? Where's the sun? Oh, yeah, there it is. Away. So, in theory, oh, that thunderstorm's still there. Where's the sun? Where's the sun gone? Where's the sun gone? Is that over there? So if I go to the back of the bloody boat, I've fallen off. So I got a map up, go to Sextant, reset the mirrors, there's the sun there, press E to drag it down. So it hits the horizon ish. Too inaccurate. What is that? Why is it saying too inaccurate? Is that because you've got to do it between 12 o'clock? This is why I rely on the seagulls. Sorry folks, but the fast sail just doesn't work for me. It's one person says you can use fast sail, but you might fly past the next cluster. Then one person says, oh, it steers you towards the nearest cluster. So I don't know which one it is. That's why I still use the seagulls. That makes sense to anybody. If we go fast time again. So now we basically have to sit and wait until I find the next cluster. But this fast save is so hard to understand in my head. Well, I'm just too thick to use it. I don't know. I could be wrong. Because I'm not one of these people who like to sit on an island or within an island within a cluster and build houses, do the farming and all that sort of stuff. I like hopping between clusters, and I would like to do it even better. That makes sense to everybody. It's, I don't know, it just needs to be maybe the maybe it needs to be another session on ATP's Discord to explain that fully. So I have asked for that, but it's always been no, it hasn't been produced. I thought one guy was going to do it. Eventually, no, it didn't happen. But anyway. So that was a classic example. We had a thunderstorm and how to use a Sextant thunderstorm, and because it went past 12 o'clock, which way are these seagulls going? They're flying towards me, means they're flying back to the cluster. If they're flying away from me, they're flying to a set of islands within a new cluster. That's the way I've always understood it, and that's the way I've always done it. So unless somebody can explain it differently, I think these eagles are, yeah, so they're, oh, so them seals are flying that way, so they're flying towards, so we put the raft where they are going. So yes, I use the starter for sailing because I'm not that clever. I've never been in a boat and been in a cruise ship. So let's follow them seagulls. So they're going that way. So let's start. Let's sleep. Sunset. Let's see to sunrise. So hopefully I don't sail past a cluster of islands. So yes, on this hood it would be nice to have the time. So if you need to use the sextant, because I know you have to use it around about noon, it'd be nice to know when noon is instead of having to guess. That's right, them seagulls should be flying towards me now. Where are they? Come on, seagulls, show yourself. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? See, right. I don't work this out because before I slept, them seagulls were flying. So if I gone past the island cluster, because them seagulls were flying away from me towards sunset, which indicates to me, hello BLG, how are you? I've just seen your comments pop up on my phone. Sorry, I've not been able to play bass much too anyway. So have I gone past the cluster of islands? This is what confuses me with this game. I'll get up, get me watch out. It's 8:30 in the morning. So to me, that would say I've gone past the cluster. So do I need to turn the boat round? Sail back to where that cluster could be. This is so... What do I do, folks? Do I turn the raft round? Or is this a bug? Let's test it. If I sleep until sunset. So if I sleep till sunset, which way will the seagulls be flying? I'll tell you what I should do, BLG. You're lefty and righty. You should make a channel just them two, or a few videos just them two talking to each other, because that would just be so fun. Right. So they're flying at sunset. So they're flying back to me. So do I need to turn... Do I need to turn this bloody raft round and follow those seagulls? Because I've slept, did I sleep past that cluster? Come on, turn round, will you? I miss where the seagulls have gone. Is this boat actually turning? What I should have done was... You know what? Let's just keep going in an easterly direction, which is all that way. So here we go again. Yeah, no, then it's so confusing. I wish the dev team would bring out see, now they're flying. How does that work? So they're flying towards a cluster of islands, right? So, but they were 5 minutes ago, they were flying away from towards me. It's just so sorry, but it's just so freaking confusing. It really is. I need to eat some salt. And quite a few bananas. A few more bananas. Super 99. Yeah. 100 health. I'm tired, am I? It's 3. Right. What I'm going to do is till ESET fast forward time. Yeah, I see what G4G was being now. It's, the character seems to be bent or lopsided. I think I've put that as a bug before. I can't remember. So sail, go around the mulberry bush and it is confusing, this sailing stuff. And I don't think they've really explained themselves that well. Because a lot of different people saying this, that, and the other, and you try one, it doesn't seem to work. You try one, a bit of it works. I don't trust this fast sail. Without question, though, I just do not like it. I just don't trust it. That's why I'm going to stop using it altogether. Marking, I would love to see on a HUD the time of day, the time of your watch, so you know roughly when to mark with the sextant. Because otherwise you'll be sitting having to change every 10 minutes to look at your watch and then go back into the sail mode again and all that sort of stuff. So it'd be nice to have it on the HUDs, the left and right. You keep talking too much. I'm talking to the van to get go and beer. But when I watched that video with the weather report one you did, when that was first time I seen lefty and righty, and I couldn't nearly change my underwear because I was wet myself, and they was start talking, and I thought, Jesus. And I thought, wouldn't that be so funny if you had one voice for the lefty and a different voice for the righty, and just sitting there having a conversation, talking about crap and changing the world and all this bloody. It would just be so funny, especially having beers and stuff. Oh, that would tickle me. I do remember they said the girls fly out to sea a day at Torland at dusk. Yes, that's true. They do. They do that. But as I was just showing earlier, in the space of 5 minutes, they'll fly in one direction, and 5 minutes later, fly in another direction, and that was still broad daylight. So whether that's bugs or glitches, I just don't know. It's just really weird, and especially if you sleep, it seems to mess that up as well. That's why I'm not sleeping. So when we get the daybreak, possibly true dead actually. It'd just be so funny. It's yeah, it would be so funny. It'd just be so fucking funny. Anyway, so I've got friends that live in Florida, BLG, and moved there, 25, 30 years ago now. Still speak every week, just about. They've had a few storms in Florida lately, but that's global warming. But anyway, that's a different subject. So I don't know what to do. Let's test this. So if I do that, so if I sleep until sunrise, them seagulls should be flying towards me. Yes? Yes. And I bet you 20, I bet you something that's not the case. Where's the seagulls? Where's the seagulls? So them seagulls should be flying towards us. So they're flying towards us. That means they've left land. They're heading out to sea to get food for their young ones. Well, you hear them. They're always bloody thirsty. Where are they? I can hear them, but I can't see them. You don't see these seagulls. There you are. So, land should be that way somewhere. This is why I still prefer using the seagulls to navigate and not this fast sail. I think it just messes it up. Instead of doing a fast sail, maybe the fast time should be increased so it makes it. Ooh, see that there? That's another thing I don't like. Just being able to see through the wood. Now, let's have a read. What's that? Right, what time is it? Let me start. Let's eat a little bit. Want some bananas? So, you sit your ass down, give fast time, and see how we get on. Some seals will definitely fly towards me, so that means they've come from a cluster of islands, or an island within a cluster. Where's actually the freaking seagulls? Yep, they're still flying towards us, so sailing in the right direction. Yes, if they do bring this HUD thing out, I would love to see on this HUD or some feature where it knows from your watch what time of day it is, so you can mark. If I go into if I look at my watch now, it's saying it's 27 in the morning. So I'll put that there. If I sit, shoot fast forward. See, because I don't know how fast that is going forward. Because I want to try the sextant. So the sun rises in the east, sets in the west. So I believe that's the west over that way. So the sun should be coming up this way. Are you going to land in there? That's the plan. I'm still trying to work out timings and all this sort of stuff. So now it's 20 past. Let's go back. Don't even go there, Mr. Bixley, because if I've done that, where's the sun? Sunday. You set the mirrors. So that bar comes up with inaccurate because it's not 12 o'clock. Loads up. But how do you know? Because if you try and fast forward time, it's backside down. But that was because when I slept, the seagulls were flying in a different direction. So this, I'm just trying to gauge it where 12 o'clock is. So then I get the sextant out and see where we are in the world. But because you don't know how fast forward the time does, game's crashed. Game has crashed. Honestly. Game's crashed. Oh, it hasn't. It froze there. Wow. Stop that. I get my watch. It's only 20 past 8 according to my watch. Left shift. Left shift fast time. It's not fast forwarding very much, is it? It's not very fast forwarding very much, is it? Okay. Left shift fast time. I'm pressing left shift and it's just going regular time. I was kind of ought to be a bit faster than that. So that doesn't seem to bloody work very well, does it? Yeah, no, but Glenn, it says, there if you look at the bottom of the screen, it says left shift fast time. So why is it not moving around very fast? You're not in. Yeah, that's when you're sailing and you can't get the watch out. Like if I go, I'd have to put the watch away, press E, then yes, it says fast time, but you can't get your watch out while you're doing this. code of that says press left shift fast time and nothing comes up. Why is that? So the team's still there. Because you would think that that would start spinning around quite quick. Why would it say fast time left shift if it didn't work? You'd think if it's there, it would work, wouldn't you? Even where the freaking sun there is. Seems like you're warping the raft, but not time itself. It does, doesn't it? But why would they put that? I've never really tested that before, to be honest. You would expect that watch to be whizzing round. I'll press E. So put that away. So in theory, let's drop the sail. What's the sun got? See, now the sun's got me in the freaking clouds. What's the sun got? Apparently there's only a 10-minute window for using a sextant. Is that the sun there? So where's the sun gone? There it is. I'll drag that down. Not too far. Is that marked it? See, it's this is what annoys me about this game. I get that. Okay. Reset it. Drag it down to sea level. That's not marked it, is it? So usually happens on, pops up on the left hand side. That's just not marked it, is it? Let's do to sunset. Moving wasted time. I have to remove quite a lot of it then. So, sails back up. At sunset, the seagulls should be flying where I'm looking. God, you're always bloody thirsty. I think the seagulls are going to be flying away from us, so they're flying back to the island. I think I can hear them behind us. Oh, it's a huge potential, Glenn. We both know it's got potential. It's just they need to sort stuff first. Methinks. So an island, but because I can't mark it, I would love to see a time thing so you could mark things with a sextant. Or have the team do a yeah, somebody told me it was December, but obviously I got that wrong. Uh, keep till sunrise. So I personally can't wait for when they eventually do bring out multiplayer. So because I've set till sunrise now, the seagulls should be flying towards us. And let's see if they are. I could hear them, but I can't see the freaking things. Oh, you got lucky. Yeah, so the island you spawn at. So the cluster islands must be that way. Got to be. So I've caught this. It says I'm within the new cluster, but I can't see. Yeah, they don't trust it. Yeah, the island you spawn on, you always see on the ground a little arrow to tell you where to go to. So you obviously build either like a little canoe or you swim to the next island a lot of occasions. And that's where you find the note and it tells you which direction to go to get the sextant. Because on that island where you first go to after you beat where the arrows are, that's where the compass and the map is. So you have to scan all the way around me. Right. There we. Excuse me. Last time. So I can't get the map up. So it's basically just a visual thing to see if you can see an island. When we were chatting, we were watching Stu, you said to go back and retrace. All right. Yeah, it's yeah. You need to find because I used to get stuck with that quite often, and the island you spawn on, there's always an arrow on the beach, which points to the next island. And then on that next island, that is where the map compass is. And usually there is a skeleton with a note that if you travel north, east, south, whatever, that's where the cluster, the sextant watch will be. Looking away. Let's do a visual scan and see if I can see any islands. Because there must be around here somewhere. I can't see any. That ship has two masts sticking on it. Oh, what do you mean? It's got four masts, this ship, this raft. Well, I don't understand what you mean, BLG. Oh, the actual masts, I think they're sticking out. That could just be a little glitch. So I know if you see where the roof is of the thing I've built, the log going across should be higher up. So there's daft little things like that. That needs sorting. Well, I've received 1,000 messages today. Wow. See, I can't see any bloody islands. Do me head in. And if you do that, map up. But my raft. Oh, we talked about something else. I'm getting confused. This usually scans, sometimes it comes up with where the island is. But obviously, no. This map, it says I'm in a new cluster. It's just finding the bloody islands now. They could be anywhere within this cluster. anything, is it? Sometimes it. Right, I'm going to call it, guys, because I don't usually stream for an hour and a half. It's usually about an hour and 15. I don't know where these islands are. They are around here somewhere. It's just a case of finding the bloody things now. So what I'll do is I'll save the game. It's thirsty already. That was thirsty, this guy. So yes, for me personally, you can do it if you want, but I'm going to stop using Sextant because you can only do it. Yeah, the reason I take them off, there's a lady on the lady on the ATP Discord was telling us. I was telling us to have my backpacks on and stuff and side bags and tool belts. Which says if you're traveling to a new cluster, get rid of them because you don't need them and just remake them on the next island. Yeah, there's a point. So I always ditch them just in case I fall off the raft. Then I can swim and try and get back on the raft. Whereas before, I would just be having my backpack on and I would just instantly sink. I really would. Yeah, it's swimming with a backpack on. You just instantly die. Well, I used to. So, folks, I'm going to call it the islands. Call this map. I'm in the new cluster, but there could be anywhere within this cluster. And I'm not going to waste your time watching me sail around trying to find these bloody islands. I could sail for the next 10 minutes and find an island and land on it. I could be sailing around here for the next hour and a half trying to find them. So anyway, thank you all for watching. Thank you, Slow Drop, for turning up. Appreciate it. Same as you, BLG. Don't even go there, BLG. I have asked that question many times. Why can't you put it in a crate? Well, you can store things. Like I would like to have these tied to the deck, but no, you can't. So yeah, it's got huge potential. I love this game. The bits I've got about 400 odd hours in this game so far, so I really love this game a bit. It's like any other game. It's got its quirk, it's got its bugs, it's got its glitches. Just have to muddle along with them and persevere. But the next update, which comes out on the 18th, like you said, is just for the experimental version, which you can get through Steam. I don't personally use it, but hopefully Glenn Briggs is going to do it, and I'll be watching some of his streams to see what they've done, and hopefully after a few weeks they'll release it back out to the alpha branch. So anyway, I'm going to call it chops. But BLJ, thank you for coming along. So Drop, thank you again for coming along. I'd like to thank G4G, who's probably the lead developer for Skip Pacific, for turning up. Fatfly, who turned up. It was nice to see some of the team coming along to watch a stream, because you don't get many devs do that. That's what I love about this game. The devs actually take an interest. So hopefully when the new update comes out, things will be a lot better. So I'll be looking forward to watching Ren Bixie do it and all that sort of stuff. So anyway, guys, I'm off because I'm going to grab myself a beer or 3. I'll be talking constantly, trying to do stuff. So thank you all. I shall see you next time. Bye.